Hey everybody, it's Ozark Pepper One, and I figured I'd give a few pointers to the younger crowd, let's say your early 20s or so. I've had a lot of experience with people in their early 20s at stores and just on the street. You randomly bump into people and you talk to a younger person, and it's been my experience that they've been pretty polite, more than expected. You always have your bad crowd and stuff, but seemingly they're more intelligent. The ones that are the intelligent crowd is more intelligent than those of the past, and I think a lot of it is due to the internet. The ones who actually searched out the things that are good for the mind and good for the spirit. And then you have your dummies that are extra dumb, you know. But I wouldn't say they're more intelligent, they're just more informed on a lot of things. We didn't have that access when we were younger. We had to actually have it taught to us. You know, I've talked to people, let's say 10 years younger than I am, say people in their 30s, and their school did not teach them about things that happened in World War II. It didn't teach them things of World War I or the Civil War or anything like that. They didn't teach them that. At one point, they stopped teaching history that we need to know so we don't repeat it. And I do think it's awesome when you bump into somebody younger and they know these things that you know and that you were taught. And it's a good thing that, they taught themselves, because those people might be the ones that rise up later and fix things that the generations before them messed up. But one thing I was thinking about, due to the lots of funerals we've been having lately, lots of people not with us now. Uh, Everything you do in your 20s will affect where you are 20 years from then, 20 years from now. Take every time you make a relative upset, because you want to get your way on something. Uh, Anytime you say you can't make it to be with your mom or your dad or your siblings, they need your help. If something goes wrong and you end up losing one of them within that short period of time of 5 to 10 years, the later years, you'll remember those moments and you'll wish you could go back in time and redo what you did. And I think we all go through that, and we probably all say the same thing, and then none of us heed it in our 20s. But I would cherish the time you have with your parents, because that's where you learn a lot. It's where you learn most of your habits and your skills that you start out with, and it's where you get a lot of your warnings from. Your dad or your mom warn you, say, hey, look out for this. This is going to happen later on, and you need to be ready for it. And if you lose them too early, you lose a lot of those warnings. So then you stumble, and you have to learn the hard way, and it makes things a little more difficult. But here's another tip. When you fall, if let's say you work a good job somewhere, or you have a good marriage, and you lose either one of those, well, this will always happen. It There's people that are predators out there, and they're looking for people in your situation when you are bummed out, and they will take you into a worse situation than what you are when you're bummed out. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be aware that when you fall and they show up, see what their intentions are. You know, let's say you're not a person who runs the bars and drinks and does all those things. Well, all of a sudden a buddy shows up when you're down and out and says, "Hey, let's go run the bars and we'll find you somebody else." That's a common thing that happens. And you'll get drugged down into a downward spiral to where you're in a way deeper hole than you were to begin with. And I've seen many friends and family go down that path to where, say you go to a bar because you're going to for an event to watch a live music or something, and then you see a buddy there you haven't seen in years, and you find out, oh, well, he just split up from his wife or something, and you think, well, he's just out there for the night. But then you drive by and you see his car parked there every weekend, and you know something's up, when you never went there before. And that's the trap. That's the trap, because that person will probably get DWIs in their lifetime, accidents, their health will fail because of the alcohol, and their money supply will go down, and they will still find themselves alone because they are not desired, and because they're in a depressed state, and their head's down, they're depressed. And some get lucky. It's rare, but a lot of times people go like that until they're in their 50s and 60s and they're still alone. And some of them, they just don't ever find someone. So you want to steer clear of that lifestyle. It's good to blow off steam and have some fun, but to make something like that a life, it will be to your undoing eventually. I've seen the best of them come down. I've seen people who are physically fit, healthy, decent looking people turn into zombies. It's like that old George Jones song, "You'll age 20 years in 5. And so I'd advise against it. Just pick yourself back up, and if you've got nothing holding you down financially, just go right back, full steam ahead, building yourself up. And find somebody that's like-minded. Don't even look for them. They'll find you. Because the more you build yourself up, the more value you build. The more you're building your own attraction. Take care of your health, your physical body. Take care of your financial situation. Make sure you got a savings, or you have assets, and find out how to protect your assets. From any kind of financial threat. You may be fighting over property and things like that, or fighting over your home and cars and stuff. And a lot of you people out in California are always fighting over alimony and things like that. And there's legal loopholes to avoid that stuff. and that stuff really shouldn't exist because that was just designed to break up families. That was a communist Marxist thing. I hear a cat. But just a little pointer, because it's Saturday night. I'm sure some of you people are out running around right now. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Ozark Pepper 1 out.